Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to the sound test stream. Today, it is my great pleasure to present to you the IK Multimedia UNO SYNTH PRO X. Okay, so they've taken the Synth Pro and just made it loads better because they've added loads and loads of control. Different connectivity at the back. It's more or less the same, except that you do get two full MIDI ports. Let me just quickly show you the back before we go any further. I'll just tip it up here. So you have two full-size MIDI ports here, left and right output, 3.5mm jack. You have audio in, and then you have CV and gate in and out, 1 and 2, and a USB-C for your data and stuff like that. You also have a proper PowerPoint. Okay, and all that comes in the box. Let me just see if I can get this centered back up properly. Okay, brilliant. Okay, so it's 3 oscillators, paraphonic. So you can run it in paraphonic mode if you want to, or legato or mono mode. It has 3 digital effects built in, a reverb, delay, and modulation. 2 filters. You can run 2 filters here. 2 filters. You can run them in parallel or serial here. You can also change the phase of them. Okay, you have your 3 oscillator selection here. So oscillator 1, I've got this on FM at the moment, but oscillator 1, oscillator 2, and oscillator 3. Okay, if you hold this down, you can control all oscillators at the same time. Perfect for paraphonic mode, of course. You have 16 modulation slots, and there you can choose those very easily. Here you say source, destination, and amount. To select the destination slot, you hold both of these together and you'll see you've got slot 1, but you'll also have position 1 here. So I've just selected slot 4 here, slot 6, slot 1, or I can do it via this all the way up to 16 slots. Okay, when you've selected the slot, you can choose the source, and there are lots and lots of sources here, as you can see. We'll just page through them. All these are sources available for you to modulate, and you've got 16 of these, don't forget, 16. And then you have destinations. You have all of these different destinations. Okay, you also have an arpeggiator and a sequencer. This is the amount, by the way, for your modulation. You also have a sequencer and an arpeggiator and a little keyboard to program stuff in, although you can, of course, plug in a MIDI keyboard. This is just the patch I'm about to play you. So thank you to IK Multimedia. They sent me this pre-release, so I've had it for a week or so. And I've been playing around, programming patches, etc. Getting to know the synth so I can show you a little bit about it. So this video will be a brief overview. Okay, and then in subsequent videos I'll go deeper in. Okay, but we'll cover a lot of ground here, and enough at least to kind of get you going and everything. So it'd be cool. Right, so this is a preset I programmed called the X11. You can see you can have up to 64 steps or 4 bars, or anywhere in between, because you can control the amounts of steps to set the bar length. Oh, look, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going to play you this patch. You can also hear that you can do parameter recording for each step. Self-resonating filters. All motion can be recorded. So let me give you an example of, say, a different type of preset. This is one I called Abandoned Ship. When you select a preset, you can either choose to load the sequence and the sound, or just the sequence and the sound. Okay, so this is more of an experimental type. Okay, and if we go back to, say, another one here, say this one called Acid X, I'll load this in. Okay. Quickly, let's see. Another one I loaded it. tons of potential for making very cool sounds. You also have this very cool bassline mode. Once this goes into bassline mode, it changes the behavior. It doesn't imitate like a 303 or anything like that, not the sound, but it limits the range of some of the controls like the filter and stuff like that to get that kind of 303 sound. So for instance, with a patch like this, if I press bassline mode, holding shift will get you to the functions underneath the controls. So for example, press record, and then you're into step control. So you can do that for any parameter. You can choose what you have going on. Okay, so let's build a track from scratch, shall we? Let's make a little quick preset. So like I said, you can go into as much detail with the UNO Pro X as you wish. However, it's nice to go from scratch. So we're presented with this radio. So I'll play this note. And if I quickly press hold, it will hold that note for us. Okay, now we can listen to the oscillator. So at the moment, by default, only oscillator 1 is on. If we scroll through here, you'll see oscillator 3, oscillator 1, 2, and 3. If we look at 1, this is the level control. If we look at oscillator 2, we bring in that. Oscillator 3, we bring in that. So let's take out oscillator 2 and 3 for a moment and just concentrate on 1. It's variable waveform oscillators. Tuning. Plus or minus 2 octaves there. We have glide, of course. This is your drive control. Okay, let's stop hold for a sec. This control, the VCA AM, so the VCA amount, this is the amount that the envelope controls the VCA. So for example, at the moment, if I hold shift, and I move this, if it's on 127 for 100%, obviously the envelope is controlling everything. To choose the amp envelope here, we just press this, and we're on amp envelope now, and then filter envelope. We do have a third envelope that you can access by holding shift, but if we have the amp envelope, and let's just control some of this. As soon as we hold shift and move the VCA AM back, it's going to start to drone, so it's going to make sound. This is good for making, you know, drones and stuff. So let's quickly make a little sequence, and then we can start to play around with the parameters. Okay, so all we need to do, it's very simple. We can set the length that we want our sequence to be up to 64 bars. We do this by holding shift and then choosing one of the pages. And you'll see here 16, it's now 32, it's now 48, and now 64. However, you can change the amount of the sequence length here to get your polyrhythmic stuff going. like this. You can do it like with the control, and you'll see it here. Okay, so we'll set this to, we'll go last step, 64. So now we've got 4 bars. When we hit record and play, we're in live record mode. So, and it's going to keep doing this until I start entering data. Then what it'll do is it'll run through the sequence and it'll stop after it's 4 bars. So let's just add some stuff in. So I programmed a little terrible sequence. In fact, it's so crap, I'm going to clear it. So hold shift, clear, and it clears that sequence. So now we're going to record something that's maybe a little bit more sensible. I'll wait till it counts back round. Okay, cool beans. I'll have to wait again now, look. Here we go. Okay. Now we can see what's going on in any of these pages. Now this is cool. I missed the first note there on the beginning of that sequence. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter this in step mode, right? So I'm going to make sure that my recorder's highlighted, but I don't need to press play. Now I'm in step record mode. Choose a note, and I'm going to add that note in here. So let's see. I've added A into here now. So now, there you go. Brilliant. Now we can start making. You can hear my 2 notes here. You can take a note out. I'm not sure. Hold the note and press clear. All right, so this is cool. Let's hold shift, right, and hit where it says ring. Ring is now on, but it will only affect it if we turn up the volume of oscillator 2. And now the tuning will affect the ring mod. Okay, cool. Let's bring in oscillator 3. And let's make... That's going to be affected by the ring as well. Okay, so let's have a mess with the filters now. Filter envelope now. Okay, let's put in a little bit of reverb. Nice. Now, we can change the effect type. We hold, whatever we're on, modulation, delay, or reverb. If we hold shift and use the amount, we've got plate, shimmer, hall, plate, and shimmer. Let's put that onto shimmer. Okay, let's play that now. And we've got size control, diffusion. Okay, that's cool. But as long as our little record light is highlighted, we can enter an amount of that shimmer onto any of these steps. So let's add a little bit of that shimmer onto step 1. So hold step 1, make sure our record light is on. Let's bring this up to say 30%, see how that sounds. Release, and only the reverb will be now on this first step. There you go. Right, now we could probably get away with increasing the amount for that. Awesome. Let's put it onto another page. Epic stuff. Let's look at the delay. One 8 dotted. Change the oscillator. Let's give it a bit of drive. Now we can change the shape, the type of the filter now, parallel or serial. Parallel now. Let's put this into modulation. Let's change the mode of modulation. Okay. Let's leave this one at this. We'll do another quick one. I mean, I haven't even touched on the modulation yet, but I will quickly show you that as well. Right. Okay. So you've kind of heard the effects. The effects are really nice. The reverb, the delay. What we need to do now is once we're happy with a patch, you just press store and it'll flash, and press store again, and then that'll give us the option to name it. So we'll just quickly call this, I don't know, CMP, no, we'll call it something else. So I'm going to call this, we press to move along, by the way, copy, we'll just call it, let's see, copy, and we'll just take this down till there's no parameters there. Press store again, and 136 is now called copy. And we've got that stored in. Let's go to another empty one now. Now you see where it says load sound and sequence. We can choose just to load the sound and sequence. Okay, so if you just wanted that sound, load the sound, want the sound, sequence. And this is for all of them. Just press load. Now we've got another empty one. Let me quickly show you some other things as well. Now, there's very cool things you can do with the sequencer, and there's too many to go in now. First of all, I'll give you a quick overview of the arpeggiator. You don't have play switched on for the arp. Just press ARP and it's in arpeggio mode now, and we hold some notes. Okay, so let's maybe and press hold. If you want this sequence recorded to the sequencer, if the arpeggiator, all you need to do is hold record and play, and it'll record it as a sequence, and then it'll switch arpeggiator off. But hold shift. We've got up and down, we've got up, down, up and down, up and right. Let's play with a few of these, right? Hold shift and let's make the sound a bit nicer as well, shall we? Let's bring in another oscillator. So different arpeggiator types now. Random. The way it was played in. And let's do up and down. Let's add in some more. Okay, so you've got that cool arp going on. Two-pole or four-pole filtering. Let's put that into baseline mode. Definitely needs a bit of delay. Oh. So let's see. That is now the sequence. Right. So this means that now if I press play and record, but what I'm going to do, right, is I'm going to copy this page. So if we hold copy and then you can go right, step, page, copy, select a step or a page. I'm going to select this page. Going to go to page 2 here. I was just going to extend this to 2 pages. Hold this and hit paste. And now we should have. Right, now I need okay, now I've got that page on both pages. Now I can do some real-time parameter recording. 3, 4. Now I've live recorded the motion, and I can do that as many times as I like, I think. Okay, so let's add a little bit of, let's add a little bit of modulation in on that sound. So let's give it a bit of sustain. And let's go with slot 1, and we'll choose LFO1. I like the noise is brilliant as a modulation slot as well, by the way. I'll choose LFO. Here we go. LFO1 as the source. And the destination, we'll do pitch as the destination because it's often the easiest to hear. So for now, and what we're going to do is we'll play our sequence, increase the amount, so we've given it some pitch, but let's try it with a different destination. Maybe filter 1's cut off, filter 1's filter 2's cut off, filter 2's resonance, awesome. What's also cool about the LFOs is you can fade in an LFO as well. So if it's you're playing a slow sequence and you want the LFO to not kind of come in straight away, you can use the fade in option there. Like fade in is off, but if you wanted to, you also can adjust the curve by holding Shift. Curves linear now, logarithmic, exponential. So there's 3 main curves that you would want for any particular type of sound. Let's see, holding Shift underneath the envelope amount will give you tracking, so keyboard tracking from low to high. I like this bass line thing, is really cool. I'm going to just quickly save this one and quickly show you paraphonic mode before I go. It's gone on long enough for this first video, but I hope you found it useful, and I hope it kind of gives you an idea of how you just get around. Let's quickly do this. We've got, I'm going to save that. So store again, and call this, we'll just call it Acid 2, because I've got one called Acid. So Acid, me to see with my eyes, little screens. Acid, we'll take that down to note. Here we go, press again, and just call it Acid 2. Hit store, and it's done. So now, if I go back to, say, my abandoned ship, which uses loads of noise modulation. Go to our Acid 2 now, and I'll load sound and sequence. It remembers the bass line. Okay, brilliant, top job, Cool Bean. Let's do one more just to quickly show you paraphonic mode. So this is cool. If we don't need to do it like this, so we can have a different sound for each oscillator. But if in paraphonic mode, let's hold this up. Look, legato, paraphonic. Still only got one note because I've only got one oscillator. If I turn up oscillator 2's level now, see? And that would be the same. So turn oscillator 2's level down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to long hold this, and now I'm controlling all, while this is flashing, I'm controlling all the oscillators. So I'm going to bring the levels up for all of them, and I'm going to set them all, see it says OSC with a little S on OS waves. I'm going to set them all to this. Okay, so let's exit that now, and so now our levels for all 3 oscillators is 100%. So now we go up an octave. like I said, you put a MIDI keyboard in. And it will also record chords. Right, so for example, if we go into step edit mode, now we just hit record for this. We hold, say, our first one. And now it's a chord, right? You can do ties and stuff as well. And but you can also add in single notes, of course. So now I'm in real-time record mode. So listen, let's just check this out. Shift. Noise level. Let's real-time record. High pass, 2 pole. Oscillator 2. So many options. So I think I've covered some of the stuff. Obviously, you've got tempo, tap tempo. Setup is basically how you set up scales. I will quickly also, I'm going to clear this out, all right? Before, how long have I gone on now? 35 minutes or something like that, right? So shift, clear, that sequence is cleared. You can auto-generate sequences as well. So hold shift and then the little random button here, and we've auto-generated a sequence. With that sound, of course. Now, what's cool here, let's hold shift and clear. What's really cool here, right? If we go into setup, we can scroll down different things for our MIDI, our synchronization. Go to keyboard, go to scale. You've got transpose as well. So go to scale and let's choose, say, I mean, we've got quite a few scales we can choose from. Okay, we've got all the, let's do Japanese, right? So let's, our scale is there. Let's shift and randomize. Shift. And it's going to randomize in that scale. So if we go back to scale and go with, say, harmonic minor. Let's make last step. So now we've got that harmonic minor scale. Cool thing now is we can also use this to transpose. Maybe I'll quickly show you with another preset. Okay, so if we go to preset here, so I'll just go back. I don't want to store that, thanks. Let's leave it as it is. Go to preset. I'm gonna go and choose maybe, I'll choose this one called Kronos 1, which I made. There's loads of presets in here, by the way, but you know. Actually, this is the first one I made. shift and transpose. You can transpose it. Awesome stuff. It's epic. It's epic. It's really good fun. It really is. So for instance, the transpose on this one, it sounds quite good. Guys, 100% gone on long enough. Thanks so much for watching if you watched it all. I hope it gave you an overview of the marvelous UNO Pro X. It's just such good fun. When you start digging in, I'll do more detailed tutorials on modulation. You can do some crazy stuff as you've heard, but just being able to just hit record, hold a step, control any one parameter you like, it's just awesome. Guys, thanks so much, and many thanks to IK for sending me this before it was released. It's very much appreciated. It's great. Yeah, awesome. Guys, top job. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Please consider becoming a patron, and I will see you guys later. Ta-ra.